Today I'm going to show you how to take your footage from looking like this and sounding like this to looking and sounding like this with only a few modifications to the Osmo Action camera. The idea for this build came when I was looking for an alternative to the main camera that I use. The main camera that I use for almost all of my videos is the Sony ZV-1F. It's a great vlogging camera, but even in public I can find it to be a little bit too big, cumbersome, and people will watch if you are using it. So when I went to New York, I was looking to bring my Osmo Action as an alternative to having a large camera. The only problem with that is that the footage that I get, even though it is 4K, is not the best quality, and it certainly doesn't produce the best sound that I can get with the lavalier mic that I have set up. I started looking how to mod this and make it the best camera that I could for a compact setup. And this is what I came up with. First, I started with a metal cage. And on this cage, I wanted it to have plenty of holes around it for accessing all of the buttons, but I also wanted it to have several screw holes that I could mount my tripod to so that I didn't have to use a screw bracket like most action cameras have, kind of the GoPro-style. And I also wanted it to have several hot and cold shoe mounts on it for mounting said mic and possibly even a light. I found this in the cage that I am showing you now. It has a very nice design and provided everything that I needed and wanted for this build. Second thing that I needed was a way to connect a microphone. I found this in an adapter that plugs right into the USB-C port on the side. Now my main concern with this was that it would not fit with the cage, but after being able to get it and look at it physically, it fits perfectly. Not only does it fit inside of it, but it sits extremely flush with the cage, which was a big bonus. Not only does it provide a 3.5mm output for a microphone to plug into to receive audio, it also provides a USB-C port again for charging or for being able to export data. But I would mainly use that for charging. The only downside to this is that you have to remove the waterproof plate that normally covers it, making it no longer waterproof. But the good thing is that the waterproof plate easily clips back on and has a seal around it if you want to return it to its action cam roots. Next, I needed a solution for if it got light or dark outside. And I found that solution in these tiny ND filters. Now I got these actually a couple of years ago when I first got the Osmo Action camera, and after looking around online, I was not able to find any of these. Unfortunately and fortunately, DJI has come out with multiple iterations of the Osmo Action camera, and most everything that is available on the market is for those newer versions. But since I was able to get the original back when it came out, I have the original ND filters. This allows me to better control exposure and not have blown out highlights. So I was able to add that to the build as well. Finally, I was able to add a light. Now this light, honestly, is kind of ridiculous, but it was what I had on hand. And so trying to create a somewhat budget build, I just used what was available. If I was going to add another light, which I probably will, instead of this, because it is so ridiculous, and for the point of trying to vlog in public and not make it conspicuous and bring more attention to myself, I would probably go with a smaller light, one that would clip closer to the side and provide just a small and needed amount of light instead of this giant light, which is even bigger than the camera itself. So I would definitely change that, but I didn't have one on hand and didn't really want to spend the money on that right now, because most of what I do is filming inside. Let's compare the footage from this camera that I typically use to the footage that I now can get from this. So this is the setup that I typically use. Decided to film it right in front of my mirror, that way you can see what I do. So I have it hooked up to a lavalier mic, and this is the mic right here. You can unplug this and speak directly into it if you want, but I prefer the lavalier. And I have that set up. Let me just look and make sure. Yep. I have that set up right on top of the camera and it's a bit larger. But with the new setup, I'll have it set up looking like this a little bit. So comparing sizes, it is quite a bit smaller, especially lengthwise on top. And this is footage from the Osmo Action. Now I'd probably turn this light just a little bit down because we're already inside, but as you can see, that's all the way off, that's all the way, it's part way, it's a little bit more, and I can't really tell about how the mic is supposed to be just because I've never used it, but I'll probably experiment around with that a little bit. Say that the one problem with it right now is that to access the battery compartment, I would have to take the whole camera out of the system that I have set up. Now, that's not a terrible thing, but trying to quickly swap between batteries could be a problem. Future builds, I might be able to even add an external battery pack since there is a USB-C connector there. But for right now, I think that this setup is pretty great. I have a front-facing monitor for being able to make sure that I'm in frame, that I have everything set up, and as I said, the light, it's a bit too much. Having something that is more slim and just toward the side would be really great, but as I don't have that, I'm using what I can. So I hope that you all have a fantastic day. I hope that you're able to utilize some of this information and build yourself an awesome setup as well. And if you enjoyed this, drop a like. Tell me how I can improve it, because this is kind of my first camera rig build. So I hope that you have a wonderful, blessed day. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later.